if you think about her performance as vice president, it's very difficult to unpack. You've probably heard, read very little about what Kamala Harris did as vice president. How much can you say she did? We know that she was given, for instance, assignments to deal with the root causes of the challenge of the southern border. We know that she spoke out on things like voting rights. But really, you can't say what she did as vice president. You can't say, because it hasn't been reported, you can't say if she was a successful vice president or not. Now, here's what I can tell you. I reported last week that the folks in the Biden administration, including the president himself, were very protective of her, did their best to make her a success, did their best to make her ready to be president, either if Joe Biden left office prematurely or if she decided she wanted to run. If you look at her public schedule, you'll see she had, I think, an unprecedented number of meetings with world leaders. Certainly, every opportunity, whether they were in Washington or when she traveled overseas, she met a lot of world leaders. They tried to get her up to speed, but she was not quite ready for prime time. Let me put it that way. The parallels between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and John McCain and Sarah Palin, I think, are instructive here. John McCain chose Sarah Palin. It was a high risk, high reward mode. He thought she would help him win the White House. And then he's no fool. He saw that she had real deficiencies. The assumption of his team and of Senator McCain was that someone who was a governor of the state knew basic things, and turned out not to be true. But to the end of his life, John McCain would not say a bad word in public or typically in private about Sarah Palin. Joe Biden had the same attitude. He knew when he picked Kamala Harris that the notion that she was, quote unquote, the most qualified person in the country to be the vice president, to be a heartbeat away, he knew that wasn't true. But because of the politics of the Democratic Party, he chose her. She was very close to his late son, Beau Biden. That gave him some comfort that he could work with her. But from the beginning, they saw deficiencies. And the nature of those deficiencies, I'm not prepared to talk about today based on the terms I've been told about them. But suffice to say that part of why Joe Biden held on, part of why Joe Biden refused to give up the job was because he felt that her ability to run to beat Donald Trump, that her ability, if she did win, to be a successful president, he didn't see it. And he would tell people that. He would tell people if he stepped aside, Kamala would be the nominee. She'd almost certainly lose to Trump, but that if she won, her knowledge of how to do the job, her knowledge of certain subject areas was not sufficient for her to be president.